Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's More Revelations, and I'm back with another beautiful transformation video. Let me walk you guys through how I created this look. But before we proceed, do you see that subscribe button down there? Yes, kindly hit the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel. All right. So to start up with, I took out the excess hairs she has on her eyebrows. She doesn't have full hairs on her eyebrows, so I was just being careful not to leave her bald on her eyebrows. I just took out the little excess hairs she has in the places that we don't necessarily need. And then I begin with a skin prep by cleansing her face with micellar cleansing water, which you guys already know. So you can use any cleanser that you want, but I prefer to use a micellar cleansing water on a wipes to take out the dirt or any product she has on her face before going ahead to hydrate. So for a skin prep, I'll be very basic with a skin prep. I did not do anything extra, so just cleanse, moisturize, and prime. So after cleansing, I spray her face to gain hydration. I use Kiehl's Beauty Green Tea Spray to help hydrate her face before I then moisturized. But before then, I allowed the spray to dry down before moisturizing her face. So for moisturizer, I used Blazer moisturizer, and this has been my go-to moisturizer now. I love how this moisturizer is. It leaves your face hydrated and moisturized at the same time. I just love the feel it gives after moisturizing your face. Like you can tell that your face is looking well fed. And then I primed her face. So I used the mattifying primer from Classic. I used their mattifying primer on her T-zones alone. I just concentrated on her forehead, the bridge of her nose, her brows. I'm just being basic about it. Then I went straight into foundation. So for foundation, I mixed MAC foundation in NC 43.5 with L'Oreal True Match foundation in C7 to get a very good shade match for her. And while trying to get a good shade for the person, I'm also putting the undertone into consideration so that the foundation can match perfectly into her skin. So I used a concealer brush to apply it on the face before then blending the foundation out. I use the foundation brush from the Girls Corner to blend it out. So when I'm trying to shade match foundation, so I'd rather go one shade darker than going lighter because I would still highlight. And I don't want a situation whereby the person's face is looking lighter than their body. After applying the foundation should blend seamlessly and you should hardly tell like this person is wearing a foundation. Naturally, our skin tones are, we have like some part of our body that not even, so maybe a part of our body are looking one shade darker than the rest of it. So trying to balance the face up and match it with the rest of your body, like that's the goal, to mash up your face with your body so your face is not looking like you're wearing a mask. So now you can tell that the foundation is well blended in. And then I used a cream blush for her. I used the cream blush from Taylor. So this will help me add color to her face, give her color, and even as well giving her structure. I usually use the same brush or beauty sponge that I use to blend the foundation. I just use the same thing to blend out the cream blush so that it can blend in seamlessly without giving any harsh lines at all. So then to contour her face, I use the foundation that's like one shade darker than her. Guys, you can barely notice this contour. I don't want her contour too dark. So this is like me trying to just bronze her face instead of making it too dark for her. I don't want her face too dark. I'm not going too deep with anything for her. I'm not being extra. I'm trying to balance it up. So now for concealer, I used concealer from Nuban Beauty in 043. I used that to conceal, and just to brighten her face a little, I used Ferrari concealer. God, I've had this concealer for a very long time. I don't know why I abandoned this concealer. I used it this day and I think I love the consistency. It's very creamy and it's very easy to blend. The only issue I have with this concealer is that it has more of light shade, which is apparently very good for light skinned people, but you can't, I mean, it's not advisable to use it on dark skinned people. So I used that on the inner corner of her eyes, and it was very easy for me to blend out the concealer on her face. Like I did not struggle with it, and it did not crease. I was able to just manage my way around it. So mixing newborn concealer and Ferrari concealer, guys, if you have Ferrari concealer, you can give it a trial. So now to set the concealer, I used Mirac Cosmetics setting powder. I hope you guys have heard about Mirac. I'm not happy, oh, but what can we do? We move, even though I've run out of my cinnamon. So I'm using Mirac in ginger to set on the concealed area. I use this triangular puff to just dab gently on the concealed area, and then I use the Milani powder in medium to set the rest of her face. Guys, I also heard Milani is about to stop producing. I don't know how true that is, but Milani is one product that I've been so used to ever since I started doing makeup. It's so smooth and it's affordable. But no matter what, we will always find a way to get a product to replace one another. It's just normal in life. And then to do a nose contour, I also used Milani powder in deep. So I use this to do a nose contour using a brush from the girl's corner. So when I do my nose contour, I don't like my nose contour to be very harsh. I like it soft. I don't like seeing visible lines or demarcations. I just want the nose to be well structured, looking pointed. Then I went in with powder blush to set the cream blush. So for cream blush, I used CPD blush. So this blush has come in handy for me for a very long time, and this is what I've been using. I used the orange shade there, which is very warm for our skin tone. And then I bake. So to bake, I used RCMA setting powder to bake. Like this RCMA is, I just love to use RCMA to bake because it's very easy to blend out when you are done. It doesn't leave white cast on the face. And so I used my blush brush to blend out the edges so that it can blend out very well and I don't have any harsh lines on our cheeks. Hey guys, I'm really sorry about this. Like, I actually wanted to show you guys how I created these highs, but unfortunately for me, I lost a clip. So it's just the part where I did the where I used the eyeshadow base and then a crease. I couldn't get that part. I think I missed it. So I'm using matte eyeshadow from Blossom eyeshadow palette and also Heart Cosmetics eyeshadow on a lid. So I just wanted a very soft eyes. I nothing too dramatic. It's actually cool, but you get at the same time it's giving like this bridal look. So I used like a very light shade on a lid, and then I used a brush to just blend it out to avoid any demarcation. So then I line her eyes. I line her eyes with a gel liner. I used Younger Beauty gel liner to line a waterline and also to line a lash line using a very flat angled brush to do that. And then to smudge her under eye, I'm using Annie's Beauty eyeshadow palette meets the browns. So this lightest brown there is the sweetest of them all. I love this shade. So I used that to smudge her under eye. I love the effect that gives to the eyes. I just use a very tiny brush so that I can easily reach there very well and it doesn't spread out to the places that I don't want it to. So I just smudge it there gently So after the highs, now I'm dusting out the powder I used to bake her face. I'm using Sephora mineralized powder to dust off the setting powders. So this will also serve like a finishing powder on her face. So now to lift her eyes to make the eyeshadow look very neat, I used Avo powder like in 01. I think this is their lightest shade. I just use that to clean the outer corner of her eyes to give it like this very clean V shape. I'm using a triangular powder puff and I'm using the side so that it can be straight. I can get that sharp look that I want. And then I went in with a very small powder blending brush to dust it out. And voila, we are done with the skin work. Then I set the face with Omari Cold setting mist. So I used that to set a makeup, trying to kill the powder look and just bring everything together in one layer. After setting, I used highlighter. So spraying the face before using a highlighter will help the highlighter to sit properly on the skin, especially when you're using a loose highlighter. I also went ahead to use Mismetic Cheek Glaze on her forehead. So basically just trying to make her face glow and making the highlight pop more. I actually used pigment, like a little bit of pigment on the highlighted area. So there's this effect that gives. It gives us like this. Guys, I can't explain that. You can see how her face is already glowing. Then for the lips, the lips is one part that I don't know if I'm the only one who try to hold my breath when I'm lining the lips because I just want to be careful, especially when they are light skinned. People who are light skinned, if you do mistake, there's no how it will not show. Like the line, the mistake, it will show. So I'm always being careful when I'm lining the lips so I don't make mistake. And then I fill in the lips with a nude shade of lipstick from Avon Cosmetics. You can see that this lipstick blends well with her colors. So I'm trying to create a nude lips for her. And when it comes to the lips, it's just as it goes. I keep building up, and building up color until I get the desired shade I want. So I used orange. I just blended that on it. And this orange is very sweet and close to her skin tone also, guys. You can see. So to top it up, I used a nude pink in the middle, and that is it, guys. Was a baby girl without gloss. I glossed her lips, and we are done with this look, guys. Okay, I hope you remember how she looked when we started this. And look at this makeup without filter, guys. Her skin is flawless. Every bit of this makeup look is a hit. You just want to eat up from your screen. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you love the most about this look. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.